everyone, welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this awesome medium-sized hanging basket. For this pattern, I'm going to be using 3 different skeins of size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn. But you can use whatever yarn you have lying around. You can even use different scrap balls of yarn that aren't the same size, brand, weight, or type. We're also going to be using a size N or 15 or 10 millimeter crochet hook. And if you don't have this exact size, then just try to get as close as you can. To start this project, go ahead and grab all 3 strands of yarn because we're going to work these at the same time. We're going to begin today with a magic circle, and I will link to my stitch tutorials in the description, so if you need any help with any of the stitches used in this pattern, there should be a tutorial listed there for you. Once you have your magic circle in place, go ahead and place 6 single crochets inside of it. And when you get your 6 single crochets inside your magic circle, go ahead and tighten up your tail so that'll enclose that gap there. So from here we're going to place 2 single crochets in each stitch in our row. And I went ahead and loosened up this first stitch because it was ultra tight. So if you're experiencing a little bit of frustration with how tight your stitches are, I promise that it'll get a lot better in the next rows. So since this is a continuous loop pattern, I'm just going to use a spare piece of yarn to mark my first stitch in every row, so that I can keep up with it. So go ahead and place 2 single crochets in each of your stitches, and when you get to the end of your row, you should have a total of 12 single crochets. And the pattern for row 3 is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in your next stitch, and then to place 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And you're going to alternate between 1 and 2 single crochets for the rest of the row, and when you get done you should have a total of 18 single crochets. So for row 4, the pattern is going to be to place 2 single crochets in this first stitch and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And we're just going to repeat that going all the way around our row, and when we get done we should have a total of 24 single crochets. And the pattern for row 5 is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in the third, and then 1 single crochet in the fifth. And you want to repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 30 single crochets. And the pattern for row 6 is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then to place 2 single crochets in the fifth. And you're going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 36 single crochets. And for row 7, we're going to place 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then 2 single crochets in our third. Then we're going to place 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And you're going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done, you should have a total of 42 single crochets. And the pattern for row 8 is going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the second stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And you're just going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 48 single crochets. And the pattern for row 9 is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then to place 2 single crochets in the fifth, and then you're going to place 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And you're just going to want to repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 54 single crochets. And the pattern for row 10 is just going to be to place 2 single crochets in that first stitch and then to place 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. And you're just going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 60 single crochets. And that was our last row of increasing. So now all I want you to do is just place 1 single crochet in each stitch in your row, and I want you to repeat that for 10 rows. So once you have your 10 rows of single crochets in place, it'll sort of start to look like a half ball. So from here we're just going to place a couple of decreasing rows. So all I want you to do is place 1 single crochet in your first 8 stitches, and then I want you to single crochet together stitch 9 and stitch 10, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that in a second. And to single crochet stitch 9 and stitch 10 together, what we're going to do is we're going to insert our crochet hook up underneath stitch 9, yarn over and pull through. Then we're going to insert our crochet hook up underneath stitch 10, and we're going to yarn over and pull through. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on our crochet hook. So go ahead and repeat that pattern going all the way around your row, placing 1 single crochet in the first 8 stitches and then single crocheting together stitch 9 and stitch 10. And when you get to the end of your row, you should have a total of 54 single crochets. And the pattern for the next row is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 7 stitches and then to single crochet together stitch 8 and stitch 9. And you're going to want to repeat that going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 48 single crochets. And the pattern for the next row is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 6 stitches and then to single crochet together stitch 7 and stitch 8. And you're going to want to follow that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 42 single crochets. And the pattern for the next row is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the first 5 stitches and then you're going to single crochet together stitch 6 and stitch 7. And you're going to want to follow that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 36 single crochets. And the pattern for the next row is just going to be to place 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches and then to single crochet together stitch 5 and stitch 6. And you're going to want to follow that pattern going all the way around your row, and when you get done you should have a total of 30 single crochets. And from here what you're going to want to do is place 1 slip stitch in your next 10 stitches. And after you've placed your 10 slip stitches, go ahead and cut and tie off your yarn. And the easiest way to do this is go ahead and cut your yarn and then draw that yarn through this last little loop that was on your crochet hook. Pull that nice and tight, and then you're just going to want to weave this yarn either down the inside of your basket or up the side of the ridge here. And once you've hidden your tail, it looks something like this. So now we're going to attach the strap. So go ahead and turn your basket over and flatten out the bottom so that you're looking at the back of it. And from here, go ahead and pick a row sort of close to the edge of this flat circle. And in this row, you're going to want to find 2 areas where you can attach a strap really easily. And it's good to go ahead and mark these with a stitch marker. So I'm just going to use a spare piece of yarn right there. And then I'm going to be working in this stitch. So my strap is going to go from here to here. Wherever you want your strap to go is completely up to you. So again, working with your same 3 strands of yarn, go ahead and tie a slip knot. And once you have your slip knot ready to go ahead and insert your crochet hook in one of the spots where you're going to be attaching your strap. Then you want to attach your slip knot and tighten it up to your crochet hook like this. What you're going to want to do is draw the slip knot through that stitch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 4. And then I'm going to place a slip stitch in that stitch that I marked, that other stitch. So I'm just going to do that by inserting my crochet hook up underneath that stitch and then yarning over and pulling through all the loops on my crochet hook. From here, go ahead and cut and tie off your yarn, and then draw these tails up inside of your basket. And once you have your tails on the inside, go ahead and tie them together. And don't tie them too tight, you just want to make sure that they're nice and secure and aren't going to go anywhere. And now you're done with your hanging basket. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were trying to make this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.